Good afternoon, Big Brother fans. It is Saturday, September 19th, and we're recording a Big Brother Gossip show in just a couple of hours here, 2 or 3. But I did want to put out a CarCast because I'm going to take down my CarCast from yesterday, and I didn't want to do it without explaining myself a little bit. So, my one from yesterday spent a lot of time talking about Memphis and his possibility of catching himself about to say a really inappropriate word. I went back this morning. I said I was going to do it last night and I didn't, but I went back this morning and didn't just depend on the one that I'd seen posted by somebody. I went back and found it on my own timeline, which I've tweeted this already out this morning. Watched both camera angles, watched both, times, watched them both several times. And I do have to say that my interpretation of it now, after having watched it without the extra commentary from the person that posted it, and not just once or twice, which is what I was doing it at the time, I don't think Memphis was actually going to say the N-word. I do think he was about to say that David's an idiot. Or idiot's the closest thing I can come up with. I think he was saying an, not a. I don't think he was saying he's a something. I think he's saying an something. And I think he hit that N. I think he said an and didn't finish his thought. And I do believe that it partly was because Cody was in the middle of Cody's talking about David and the things that he's done. And I think his comment was, David's an idiot. But I think since Cody wasn't letting up in his ranting about David, that he just kind of cut himself off. Now, he rolled over on his back. People are like, oh, that's because he caught himself. And they said Cody's side. And I don't think Cody made a big thing. And I'm really not trying to I'm not trying to argue in Memphis's defense, by the way. I'm just arguing in my own defense. I'm really arguing for myself that, my personal interpretation is that I don't think he was. So I need to take that back for myself. But other people that feel he was, you are welcome to continue with that angle and be upset about it. And I am not letting Memphis off the hook for a couple other things he said. The other incidences were to do with a comment that it was really an exclamation he made, where Christmas was talking about an experience she had, and Memphis was just like, what the, that's weird, or that's strange, or it didn't seem very accepting of it, and it was kind of a derogatory comment towards people in the LGBT community. And I'm not, it was just about Christmas. Somebody was talking about their grandchild was trans, and Christmas, I guess, said the person could come over to her house and try on some of her clothes or something, and that was where Memphis reacted with his what the, and then the feed's cut. So we never heard the rest of his exclamation. We never heard exactly what was said, but it was enough for people to go it just sounded like he wasn't being very receptive to the whole thought of what Christmas had been doing. So again, the problem with this stuff is that people we are putting our, we're putting our own impressions on, our interpretations on what happens, and sometimes that can cause problems. So, and the other one was the talking about, and he was talking with, I think it was with Christmas and Kevin, and he made a reference to people in New Orleans, and it was a raccoon related, but it was, I'm going to say it here because I can only say it just to explain it. The term is coon asses, and I have been told by a multitude of people now that is actually a term that is used in the South, and it is not geared towards black people. It is geared towards, I want to say hillbillies in the South, in the Louisiana area. I don't know, but to me, you just need to take that word out of your vocabulary. It's just too easy to misconstrue it and misunderstand it. And if Memphis hasn't figured that out yet, then Memphis isn't very smart. And anybody else listening here, if you use that word in your day-to-day, communications with people, I'm telling you right now, you're setting yourself up for problems because you are going to run into a situation where that will not be received very nicely. All right. So, there's my thoughts on those things. As I said, I'm going to delete my one yesterday because my one yesterday, I just kind of really ripped into Memphis, said it's not acceptable, which it isn't acceptable if that's what he was doing. I'm just not feeling like it was what he was doing, so I just don't feel good leaving it out there for people to discover months from now with no context, no ability to hear me say what I'm saying now. It doesn't have a thing at the end. Oh, note at the end. I recorded this before I did. I don't have any option to say, by the way, when you hear this, understand I listened to it later. So I'm just going to remove it as the easiest way to solve that problem. Not that many people listen to things very far into the future. So that's really the main reason I jumped on today. They are playing the Power Veto today. We will talk about all this tonight. So I would encourage you to listen to the Big Brother Gossip Show. We'll talk about the Power Veto and stuff tonight. But just to let you, fill you in that, yes, Memphis did indeed nominate Da'Vonne and Kevin, but it appears that his target is to backdoor David in this roundabout way that he's trying to get David not to have a chance to save himself. So he's trying to set it up so that David is the one that gets knocked out. And so that's what's going on. The Power Veto is going to be at some point today. It looks like it's going to be a maze in the backyard, a big bush maze, which means it'll be an individual comp, which means it could take quite a while. But we'll figure that out when it happens. So that's what's up. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good Saturday. I personally am just driving home from a couple of things. I had to do something with my wife today. Again, we are now past we're right at the end of what would be the end of a normal season. Normally the season would be about to end or have ended. And so my life is really being impacted now because normally I have time whenever to do whatever. And right now I'm kind of like scrambling. But I am not home. I am going to be home shortly. And so I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I hope you check out our podcast. Tonight it will be posted. All right, I'm done talking. Be well, everybody. I'd have some snappy comment about being nice like Julie does every week, but that kind of annoys me. I don't know what... I don't know. It's going to be, Julie's famous sign-offs. I guess that's what she's trying to become known for. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird after 20 years that she starts doing this. If she started doing this like the first or second season, it'd be one thing. But now she's doing it at year 20. It just seems odd. So with that, I'll talk to you guys later. Many of you I'll talk to you later tonight on the Big Brother Gossip Show. All right? Be well, everybody. Bye.